Alrighty, well, howdy y'all. Hope y'all having a fantastic day. Another day in the 3 rep max saga. We've got lat pull downs for back, and I was just thinking about it. I don't mind doing hack squat, but I kind of feel like maybe for my 3 rep max of legs, I should be doing back squats, you know? And I wouldn't mind doing it. It's just like, I don't want to, well, I guess I'd only be back squatting once a month then, and that's pretty much what I should be doing, because I still want to back squat. I just don't want to have it in every single leg day, because I was back squatting like every leg day before, and that's not what I want. But I guess if I just do it for the 1 rep max, then it's fine. So I might change my leg day my leg day 3 rep max to being back squat instead of hack squat, because honestly it's a little more entertaining and I feel like it's a little more benefit. There's a wasp on my mirror right now. Contribute nothing to this world, let me tell you. Whoa, there goes my wallet. All right, but I think I'll do that for 3 rep maxes, you know. And I'm saying that, but I'm not gonna do deadlift, because I'm not a huge fan of deadlifting. I'm also not very good at deadlifting. It's just not my thing. I can squat. I got to the point, at least during like the little bit of powerlifting I did, that I was squatting more than I can deadlift. And I bet I could probably deadlift more than I could squat now that I'm lighter. Maybe, I don't even know. It's just been so long since I've like truly deadlifted, so. But I'm not gonna be doing any 3 rep maxes of deadlifting because I don't like doing deadlift. So we're gonna keep it as lat pull downs. I think I got 190 last time. The only issue with this cable machine is that it goes up by 10s, so I can't like go to 195 for 3. So I mean, we could try 200. Wait, did I even get it for 3? No, yeah, I did get it for 3. It was the hack squat for legs that I didn't get for 3 last time. So I don't know, we'll try 200, I guess. But I can't, or maybe, I could maybe put a 5, like use the one attachment where it allows you to put like a weight on the stack, you know, like a plate on the stack. It's not a plate, but you know what I mean, a small plate. Anyways, I'm gonna chug this really quick before I get to the main. I mean, there's only like 3 minutes, not even until we get to the gym, but I'm gonna chug this and then get to the main topic. Woo, still got a bit. Whoa. Still got a bit of that sour apple left. I'll try to do a different flavor every time, because I want to try them all before I kind of settle on a flavor or 2. But the topic I was kind of well, actually, just thinking about this, I kind of want to make every workout a topic focused. Wow, I said that incredibly wrong. I want to make every workout topic focused, and basically kind of have a topic that I talk about the entire workout. Because I like talking about a bunch of random shit, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of days that are still just a bunch of random shit. But today's workout is going to be focused on what I'm doing right now, the idea of social media and kind of just everything about it. And I want to start off by like access to social media. Because I was thinking about how in like Australia and where is it? Is it in Britain or England or wherever, that they're like starting to restrict social media usage for like ages, what is it? Isn't it like 16 and under? And all of this I like opinions on. I'm curious to see what others think. But you know, I feel like it shouldn't be up to governments to restrict that usage, because I don't think that's something super monumental to the point where government restrictions needed. But I do think that the outcomes of consuming media can be heavily placed onto the parents or parenting, because I feel like, and these are all my personal opinions. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. This isn't right or wrong. It's just what I think on the topic. And that's what all my stuff is. Like, it's just my opinion. So it's all right if you have different ones. It's completely understandable. But I think a lot of the weight of the outcomes of social media consuming of kids is heavily dependent or reliant on the parents' moderation of it, or like discipline of it, or whatever you want to call it. Because I feel like that's much more a parent thing than it is anything, like even remotely close to being something the government should have to monitor. But we will continue this topic throughout the workout. We're gonna get in there and start stretching, then get ready for some 3-rep maxing on cable lat pull down. So I will see y'all in there. Alrighty, got some stretching going on, and I noticed in the last video that my mic was hitting, or my necklace was hitting my mic a little bit and causing some weird noise. So I'm gonna do my best to sort of avoid that. Now I've got my necklace tucked in for now, although I know my workout shirt doesn't cover my necklace. So although the mic will probably hang low enough on the workout shirt to where the necklace shouldn't be hitting it. But anyways, just kind of continuing on, everything's kind of good in its moderation, you know, and obviously some people aren't as fortunate to, you know, have the moderation of their parents, so everything is just kind of taken into an account. And that's kind of at the point where you could be like, oh, well, you know, those kids that are less fortunate, you know, if they do like have access to social media and they don't have a guardian or someone responsible to look after them, well, then what happens then? Well, then you could need the restriction. And it's just kind of, it's kind of the idea that you can't appease everyone, you know. There's always going to be other situations that kind of are hindered or benefited by, you know, like a government moderating and controlling like youth consuming media. But I think that social media, you know, has such a strong potential to be such a good tool, you know. And you could argue that that is shifting in a downward trend with like the rise of so much AI, or you could argue that, you know, even with AI, it's still a super useful tool. I just think that it's, I mean, it's kind of like AI, it has its own goods and bads. It just is depending on how it's getting used, you know. So, you know, overall, it can be such a useful tool. And I'm going to talk about, like, obviously there's downsides to it a little bit later. But, you know, it just has the ability to educate and help so much, because there's a lot of things that people go on social media for, to, like, learn and, you know, connect with people that are similar to them. And it's just unfortunate that on there's also tons of people that want to, you know, profit off others, you know, use others as like a tool. So, but we're going to get started on the lat 3-rep max, and we'll continue the conversation as we go. Okay, we're actually going to have the weight stack amount visible in camera. We got 200 on there. Genuinely do not know how it's going to go. 190 still felt pretty heavy, but we're going to give it a shot. And I was just going to say with social media, you know, I personally, at least as a kid, I had my ups and downs with social media. I got bullied a bit in school, and obviously the term bullying, I feel, has gotten a bit watered down, at least to what I deem bullying to be, in terms of, like, I wouldn't say I was bullied. I was made fun of, you know, like, people would joke about the fact that I had a YouTube channel. I was also a really chubby kid, so I got kind of made fun of for that. But, you know, regardless of all those downs or like people making fun of me, I still feel like my exposure to social media has led me to the person I am today. And obviously everyone has different experiences, but it's just like, it shows that even with the negatives, there can still be so many overwhelmingly good positives, you know. So regardless, we're gonna get 200 on here. Hopefully get 3. I forgot to start my music. Oh, I wonder if my music will even pull up. Okay, I had to come over and start my music because I want it for my, it's a PR, you gotta have some music, so we'll see how this goes. Oh. Well, I will take that, and sorry if my boat was coming up a bit, but I would say that's a pretty solid 3-rep max of 200 on lat pull downs. Surprised myself, I'm actually really happy with that. So we're gonna finish up 2 more sets of these and move on. Hell yeah. Okay, so I was gonna do easy bar curls, but the easy bar is very rusted now for some reason. So I got orange all over my hands, and I've decided I'm gonna do dumbbell curls instead. But like I was saying, and social media is what led me to do like this in the first place. You know, I always wanted to do like gaming videos, but I ended up switching to gym content because I love the gym and I as well record it and hope some people are somewhat interested in it. So anyways, we're gonna rock 40-pound dumbbells to start. Just kind of just see how they go. Wow.
She didn't know it's not about me. I told her she don't worry about me. She not free, but leave me alone. It's not that strong. She not saying to deal with me, but back in the crib, my memory teach. I think about maybe the king. She got the talent. All some being spiritual now. Free on the sleep. 20 years long. I never had that. That was a friend. That's not enough. Go ahead. I took the light to sacrifice. I sacrificed everything I need. I could probably put these bitches in my seat. Young nigga know the hustle and the peace. Trust my money turn to other things. I was at the crib, I was 14. Getting out of the shit of the dream. Facing ambition by the 13. I was speaking. I was speaking. I was speaking. I was speaking.
I kind of lost track.
I was speaking. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I lost track a little bit there at the end. I think that was 8 each at least. Maybe it was 9. But we'll finish things up and move on to what are we feeling? We got we'll probably do T-bar runs, the closer grip. So it's a little more lat focus. Move on to those after this. Okay, we got the camera in 0.6. And last time I did these, I think I did 2 plates in a 10, but since we're doing the closer grip or like the more lat focused one, I think I can do a bit more. So we got 2 plates of 10 and a 5. So it should be, let's see, 90, 100. Hold on, I need to check. Let's see, this is why I need to open Arrow first. Okay, now we got 110. 110 on there. Also, I'm probably going to have to noise suppress that clip before because I forgot to hold my mic to my mouth since the speaker is on, but now, back kind of the topic of social media. I know that there's negatives to social media. Like, obviously, there's so much scam and fraud online. And a lot of people end up being susceptible to that. And a lot of people end up getting hurt by that. And it's just kind of one of those things that there's always going to be good with the bad. And it really just comes down to how educated people can be on those topics. Like, if you can educate your kids or just anyone at an early age, or even if they're older, like, because a lot of old people fall for scams usually, like, educate them and try to help them understand like what's right and what's wrong. But you're not going to be able to avoid bad and good with anything. There's going to be bad and good of everything because that's just kind of, without the bad, there can't be good. Without the good, there can't be bad. So, and I think that's kind of the beauty of it. There's always a downside to something. And that's how you learn and grow as a person, is by messing up or experiencing mistakes and being able to learn from them. Because without that, you're not going to be able to learn. So anyways, we're going to try this, see how it goes. We got 2 sets of this, and we'll move on to the bicep workout I decided to do next. Seven. Damn. Okay. I did way too much weight. I might take a 10 off. Nah, I think I'm gonna take a full 10 off because damn, that was way too heavy. And then we'll do one more thing. I really kind of overestimated my abilities there. All right, we got a kind of crazy camera angle. We're outside. Got a quite wide range, but we're gonna do some Bayesian cable curls. Those T-bar rows went terribly, so yeah, those were. I got 5 and 6. Really thought I was gonna get more, but just kind of back on the topic of negative social media. Unfortunately, the way that social media has kind of worked, the bad stuff is pushed because it triggers such a reaction in humans that gets it, the views, the clicks, the likes, and people want the monetary gain from that. So it ends up coming off a lot more negative than it is like positive, even though positivity is way bigger on social media and platforms and such. So I just think if you really if you get past that like barrier of the algorithm pushing you stuff, especially when it's negative, you'll realize just how much positivity is on the internet. And it's scrolling on like TikTok and stuff isn't bad. It's just everything's in moderation. Like there's nothing wrong with taking an hour out of your day to scroll reels, see what's going on, laugh at some stuff. As long as it's like stuff you like, but you can't let it consume you either. Because a lot of people have an issue with like just being on electronics too much, especially at times when maybe they shouldn't be, like at work or at school. So it really comes down to each individual person and not necessarily the social media itself. So anyways, we're gonna get started on these. We'll see how these Bayesians go. We got 60 pounds of it up, and we'll get her started. Already off to a bad start. I'm really trying to just hinge at the elbow instead of moving the shoulder. Did I say hinge at the shoulder, hinge at the elbow? I don't even know. Look. Might fall over, jeez. Get sweat all in my eyes. Okay. Definitely, we're gonna need to lower to 55 as we got 7 for both of those, but we'll rock 55 the next one and move on to some close grip cable rows. And I'm a very strong believer in social media is going to show you what you feed to it. Like if you're watching a bunch of gym videos, it's going to show you gym. If you watch a bunch of cooking, it's going to show you cooking. If you watch a bunch of Instagram reels about death and whatnot, or just about bad things happening, it's going to show you bad things. So again, I think it comes down to, and just kind of since we're almost done with the workout, to circle back to the beginning point, it really does come down to getting taught properly of like how social media works and how to like use it properly, and then also what you feed your social media, because it really is up to the user in most senses to decide what they're getting shown. So we're going to do 90 for some single arm cable pull downs. I got 80 for 8 for 2 sets last time, so we'll see how 90 goes. It's feeling a little heavy. Okay. Oh, fuck. I only got 4. That kind of blows. We're still going to rock 90 for this left arm, too. But I am I guess I'm overestimating myself a bit today, because damn, I really thought I had it. And you know, I forgot to mention, I weighed in this morning at 167.7, so pretty happy with where the weight's getting to. Ow. Oh shit, I had the wrong leg down. Well, maybe I didn't. You know what? Shit, I'm messing all this up. Okay. That was just fucking terrible. That was... I don't even... You know what? We're gonna... What the hell? Why is this so stuck in here? Ah, jeez. We're gonna lower this to 80. Let's see. I'm gonna wrist strap. Let's just try and do a few more on each arm. Damn. Ugh. This is just a clusterfuck. Come on. Alright. I made up for it a little bit. Wow, I don't know if it's just because it's so late into the workout and I'm tired, but those were terrible. Genuinely, I'm gonna go down to 70 for the next set. I'm gonna go down to 70 and rock it. I don't know why. That's just been a weird end of the workout. It has not been super strong. But we'll do this. Probably do some reverse cable curls and pose. Okay, we got the camera in 0.6, and I'm not gonna lie, this has been a really shitty end to the workout, but we're still gonna rock some easy bar reverse curls as well as possible. And I think I'm just gonna kind of round off the social media conversation by saying, I don't think that it should be limited by any form of government body. I think social media is something that already has the guidelines it needs, and it really just comes to kids and parents being properly educated and informed on how things work. And I think that even then, you're still going to have some accidents. You're still going to have some slip-ups, but it's a good way to learn. And I think if you just, go heed the warning signs and make sure what you're feeding your social media is positivity and your own interests, and I think everything can be all right. But again, I still strongly believe that you make it what it is. Obviously, it's going to give you suggestions and whatnot, but as long as you make it what you want it to be and learn about, like, at a young age, what is, wrong and right, you're going to figure it out and you're going to be okay. But that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. So we're going to rock these reverse curls and just kind of see how they go, because I think I'm going a little bit lighter. It says 70, so it'd be like, what, 35? I'm going a bit lighter since the T-bar rows and the single arm pull downs were a bit rough. And just really nice, slow, and controlled. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's a good weight. We're going to rock that again. And move on and do some posing and head to the gym for cardio. Alrighty, we are back home. No posing, I know, I'm sorry. The posing room was taken, and then I went to go pose at that mirror at my intern gym before I did cardio, and I forgot to bring my tripod in, and at that point I'm like, whatever. So no posing, I apologize. And overall, kind of a lackluster finish to the day. As much as I didn't want that to happen, it's okay, it happens. I felt great start. We hit 200 for 3 reps on lat pull downs. It was a great start to the workout, but I just got gassed, man. Like, the T-bar rows, the single arm pull downs. It just didn't go that well at the end. But we still finished strong. We did all the workouts, had a good time. And also, I know I was trying to explain my opinion on the social media stuff, and I'm sorry if I'm bad at explaining what I mean. I do my best to, but listening back on it sometimes it can sound kind of confusing or be misinterpreted. I really do think that at the end of the day, I think it's up to everyone to take the risks of social media and just know the risks associated with it to better avoid them. And I just think that is a lot more beneficial than just completely barring people from it. And I would almost argue that barring people from it kind of could lead to more issues in the future because they don't get to learn early, like how to avoid like all the bad things online. You know, obviously some people can be exposed to it at a young age, and that's where I think parenting comes in, and maybe being taught even in school, like social media classes, just because it's so big, just or like a week on social media, and just be like, look, these are like the dangers you got to be aware of and whatnot. And I think preaching safety for it is better than trying to push off the exposure until they're older, which in turn takes away from the possible experience they could be getting from learning about what not to do, or, you know, just experiencing making mistakes, being human, and learning from them. So overall, I think social media is much more of a positive than it is a negative. I just think that the negative side of social media gets pushed more than the positive, and that's where the issue lies. So yeah, overall, good start to the workout, rough finish, but we still got through it all, got cardio done, didn't get posing done, so I apologize for that. But regardless, thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one.